Hello, hello, gorgeous souls. You're getting a car episode for Jill's journal this week. That is so exciting. Okay, so I'm on my way to get a pedicure. I just passed the farm that I always pass on the way to get a pedicure, and there's the cutest alpacas and goats and stuff in there. It's a huge farm, a huge field that overlooks the highway. Lucky animals that get to look at all the cars passing by. And they're just so cute. And I was listening to Simone Soul's masterclass that she posted or did last night. When you're listening to this, it'll be the week after. Oh my God. And the From Imposter to Empowered program is open. I am recording this like a week in advance because I had an idea in the car on the way to get my pedicure. And I know that when I release this, it's going to be the From Imposter to Empowered launch. It is open. The doors are open. And if you are a coach who feels like you are being just watered down by imposter syndrome and you just don't feel good enough and you're seeing everybody else around you succeed and you're like, what's that secret sauce to sign clients? The secret sauce is in your mindset, and it is in completely transforming yourself into the kind of coach that makes money and signs soulmate clients. And that's what we do in the From Imposter to Empowered program. We're doing NLP, we're doing breath work, we're doing all the amazing things. This group is my baby. I love it so much. And the women, every single woman who has gone through this program, not only have they continued to work with me because they just loved it and loved me so much, but they have gotten massive results and shifts, like not just tangible shifts, also like internally just completely change as a person. It is so epic, and the doors are now open, and you can go to the link in my show notes and you can apply and get your butt in. Get your butt in. And if you're a podcast listener, maybe I'll give you a little bit of leverage here, and you can access the bonus that was exclusively used for the waitlist. But if you're listening to this podcast, I want you to apply, and somewhere in your application put alpaca. Put alpaca somewhere in your application, and then I will allow you to use the discount for the $111 off your investment. Okay? Put alpaca somewhere in your application when you apply, and then I'll know, and then you will get the $111 off the investment. Okay? I'm so excited. I can't wait. I'm so excited. I'm so excited that it's the first day. It's so fucking exciting. I haven't launched in a hot minute, so it's going to be fun. So today I wanted to talk to you about being the lighthouse. And again, I was watching Simone Soul's masterclass, and she was talking about sales. And I also have a couple people that have followed me and then they engage on my posts. And I'm not saying like authentic engagement, like holy shit, Jill, this is amazing. It's like the slazy engagement. The engagement where you're like, I know that you're just commenting on this to engage, you know, like it's very obvious. And I was thinking about one of my friends in the mastermind that I'm in, and how she talks about attraction marketing as posting and praying. And I thought that was really funny. Because I choose to see it as being the lighthouse. Now, what do I mean by that? So, when you think about a boat, you are the boat in the ocean. Sometimes it's rocky. You don't really know where you're going all of the time. You're just like leisurely floating around, not really sure or certain what your destination is. But depending on how your brain is, depending on the quality of your thoughts, and what you think of yourself, the boat can be like fucking rocking, like in a bad way, and you can be stressed out, or you can be sure of yourself, knowing that wherever your destination is, you're going to reach it. Like, yes, the ocean is big, and the possibilities are endless, and you could potentially see a dolphin, or you're worried about seeing a shark and dying. Okay? This is really aggressive, but that is how most people come into the space. It's like, oh my God, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm so afraid. I'm not an expert, blah, blah, blah. No matter how many accolades or how much experience they have, right? Like, I have clients, all my clients are fucking amazing human beings that have education and experience out the ass, and that's how you know imposter syndrome is a lie, because imposter syndrome will tell you, no, this isn't good enough. But I have never worked with a client who didn't have some kind of experience that is so relevant. Like, you would not be drawn to your niche or drawn to coaching or drawn to a business idea if you didn't feel like it was meant for you. You know what I mean? Like, I have business ideas, sure, but I don't actually like do anything about them because I'm like, I don't really feel passionate about this. I took action on being a coach, even if it was like scared action, like starting an Instagram, but not actually showing up and selling. You know what I mean? But then you learn how to do that, right? So when it comes to being the lighthouse, I teach attraction marketing. So I don't teach being in the DMs. I don't teach engaging with other people. If that feels good to you, like, I comment sometimes on stuff that like really hits me, but that's authentic engagement. There's no underlying reason for why I'm doing something. Now, here's a caveat. I've done that before. Like, I've hired a social media manager, and I had social media managers for a while who would do engagement for me, and it just was something that I thought I had to do to be successful. And now I've learned better, right? Like, I have friends that have purchased followers and stuff like that, and like, how are we supposed to know? We didn't know any better. We were doing what we could with the information we could at the time, and I don't have any shame or regret in doing that, but it just wasn't aligned to me, and I didn't feel good about doing that because it wasn't authentic, and it only furthered my negative beliefs about sales, right? So when I coach my clients, I coach them on becoming the lighthouse. Because when you become the lighthouse, you are shining outwards, and people are being attracted to you. And people are seeing what you are, and they are coming home to you, and they are being attracted to you because you are shining regardless. Like, you're sturdy. You are sure of yourself. You are sturdy. And you allow yourself to shine so the right aligned soulmate clients can come and work with you. Okay? And here's the thing. Here's the other caveat that I can almost hear you saying, like, Jill, but posting and praying and showing up and just waiting for clients, that is only if you have a timeline. Okay? That is only if you have a timeline. Let me repeat that. That is only if you have a timeline. If you are feeling like, when is it going to happen, and blah, 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 and you're frustrated, you'll actually end up posting less because you're telling yourself, each time I have to show up to convert, right? And that will just kill your fucking inspiration and creativity. You know what I mean? And when you are being the lighthouse without a timeline, you shine anyway. And when there is a timeline, you have a problem with this. So when I was working full-time, I was, of course, frustrated that I wasn't seeing the fast growth that I wanted and blah, 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 whatever, right? But I didn't have a timeline on my success, and I never have. Like, I am convinced if I was in a homeless shelter, I would still be like, I need service on my phone so I can post, so I can work with clients. You know what I mean? Like, I will never give up. There is no way that I will, like, I am committed to this business, no matter what happens, right? And that commitment is really important, because if you have a timeline on your success, it will make everything else hard. And it will make, like, Ellen feel sleazy. I have another friend who, she gets a lot of clients that say, you are my final hurrah investment. And it stresses her out because she's like, fuck, I really have to help this person. And I'm like, actually, I think you should coach them on having that thought in the first place. Like, I'm going to put all my eggs in this coach's basket. She's an amazing coach. She gets everyone that works with her results. But the mindset of, oh, you're my last investment, you're my last hope of doing this business, when the people haven't been in business that long. It's so silly. And I think it's an industry thing. I think it's a coaching thing where we're so used to seeing people talk about their highlight reels in business and their quick success, and if they have a really big quick win, they're going to share it and they're going to capitalize on it. You know what I mean? As they should. We should take ownership for the things that we accomplish, and we should also be transparent about how we accomplish them, right? And so it's normal to have this culture of, oh, I've been trying to sell for 6 months and it's not working. I guess I'm just not supposed to be a coach. But like, think about how ridiculous that is. Like, people go to school for years to become a doctor. People go to, like, fuck, I spent 6 years in university getting a bachelor's and a master's, and I didn't know that I would end up being a coach. Like, it was obviously always my path, but I didn't even have any certainty about what kind of job I would have. I was working for the government that had nothing to do with my degree. You know what I mean? It helped for getting certain jobs and stuff, and like utilizing tools and all that stuff when it comes to jobs. But like, it's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous that we put this pressure on ourselves to achieve something within a certain timeline. And if this is you, if you're like, yeah, I totally have a timeline right now, holy shit, I want you to be honest with yourself about that. And like, are you being a floppy boat? Are you being like an unsure, unsteady boat trying to navigate the ocean here? Or are you being the lighthouse? Because when you are the lighthouse and you believe that your success is inevitable, and you get really clear on who you help and how you help them, and you believe in the transformation, and you love your offer, you will literally sign clients. You will literally sign clients, and your business will be successful. There's no way it couldn't, right? And another note about being the lighthouse is that the lighthouse shines anyway. And I've said that before, but the lighthouse shines anyway, even when their parents don't believe in them, even when they feel like a fraud. I'm sure they don't, but because it's a fucking inanimate object. But you know, like, the lighthouse shines anyway because its purpose is to guide boats home. And your purpose is to guide people home to themselves in whichever way you do that. In whatever way you do that as a coach or as a business owner, you guide people, and you do not stop shining because of a limiting belief or because somebody in your personal life doesn't believe in you. You know? Ooh, there's a tent at the mall. What is that? Carnival of some sort? That's fun. I wonder what that is. But yeah, I've always used this analogy, but I really felt like that this was a great time to use it on the podcast. Just because, you know, I think we spend a lot of time being the boat, rocking in the ocean and not really knowing what the fuck we're doing, you know, and being uncertain. And what if instead we shifted our focus to being the lighthouse? And especially if you're into attraction marketing and it doesn't align with you to do cold DMs or engage. Who the fuck does cold DMs anymore? Please. I hope none of you do cold DMs. But it doesn't align with you to do that. It aligns with you to be an honest, authentic person who would rather attract people to her. And there's nothing wrong with that. The only thing that would be wrong with it is if you're on a fucking timeline. If you are on a timeline and if you're not selling, if you're not showing up and you're not selling, that is a mindset issue. If you're not shining your light and being the most confident version of yourself, that is a mindset issue. And that also tells me that you're on a timeline. That you're on a timeline of when you are allowing yourself to go full in. You aren't going full in if you're on a timeline. You're not. You're not going full in at all. You're half out if you are on a timeline. And this is coming from somebody who does her business full time. And like, there are some weeks where I don't get clients, guys. I had a huge client, that's a thought, but I had a client drought from December to January, right? Like, I didn't sign a client until the beginning of February. And that was 2 months where I didn't sign a client, even though I was actively showing up and selling. And my business is my full-time job, right? So I did all the things. I was like, okay, this is a really good learning opportunity for me. And there was shame there, and there was disappointment there, and there was a lot of things there that I needed to work on. And then I signed a client, and then I signed another client, and another, and everything is okay. But if I was on a timeline, if I beat myself up about it, if I was like, oh my God, like, I knew this wouldn't work out for me, and especially after going full time and blah, blah, blah. No, I am committed to my business, and I will do whatever I need to do in order to make it happen. And in order, oh, this guy's getting very, very close to this car as he's parking. I will do anything it takes to be successful in this business. Okay? Be the lighthouse. And if you want to learn how to be the lighthouse, you're going to want to join the Imposter to Empowered program. We are open. We are open for biz. We are open for biz. The doors are open. This is going to help you overcome the imposter syndrome and the mindset blocks that are stopping you from attracting and signing those soulmate clients, that are stopping you from being that lighthouse for your people. We get clear on who you serve and how you serve them. And the most important part is we help you believe that you can actually help them, right? You are going to demolish your inner imposter when you join this program. The link is in my show notes. I love y'all so much. I'm going to go into my pedicure now. Love you. Talk to you later.